If you think that you will just say one pickup line and you sweep the lady off her feet, then you have a lot to learn. And I'm glad that you're alive here. If you just think, you just look at her and say, sorry, excuse me, are you a reptile? Because I got my eyes on you, or something like that. And then she's going to be like, oh, and marry me, I'll give you her hands for you to put a ring. Yeah, you're making a mistake. Pickup line will not be enough. Even if you give a pickup. I see pickup lines as corny, but if you give a pickup line that actually works, and then she gives you her attention, what then? And then you go on the first date, what then? So it will still matter how you carry yourself, how you text, how you texting is something. I maybe we might have another session for, how you text, what you say on the dates, and how you carry yourself generally. It will still boil down to you. All right. So I'm focused on you more than I'm focused on any technique. Do you understand? And generally, if you're focused on techniques, I think it's hypocritical, because you just feel like you have this magic wand that will hide who you truly are. And authenticity, as you will learn, in this broadcast, is very important when it comes to relationship and dating. So I didn't learn by experience per se, or not by personal experience. Let me put it that way. So just two things I want to point out. I learned many of these things by observation. All right, by observation. I'm a bit of a behaviorist. All right, and I observe and watch people a lot and learn, from what I see. I think the first thing, this one is personal, that made me realize there must be more to this, is this lady. I'm not going to mention her name. Of course, there's no way I'm going to do that. In SS1, there was this lady I had this serious crush on. I wasn't born again, so calm down. I had this serious crush on, and she wasn't interested, and she it wasn't working. And so innocently, I just moved on. And then the weirdest thing happened. Okay, I moved on, and after a while, there was a lady that was in my radar. We were not, in fact, we were just at the talking phase. Nothing serious had happened. And to my shock, this lady who wasn't giving me attention before, that I was very interested in, came back and was giving me attention. So I was confused that, hey, moments ago, just weeks ago, you wouldn't even pay attention when I was talking or when I was in the class, and now, yeah, all of it. So I just realized that there's something to learn about this. Then secondly, and listen, if you can relate to what I'm about to say, I want you to put it in the comment section. There was this guy that broke all my preconceived notion about what you had to be to get the attention of ladies. Again, I'm talking about when I was in the world. So many people think the people who are tall, broad-chested, maybe have plenty money and all those things will get all the ladies. But this guy broke all those stereotypes. He was short, he was dark, he wasn't fluent in his communication, and somehow all the ladies appeared to be interested in him. Listen, if you know any such person, all right, you don't have to mention names. Tell me about it briefly. So I'm in the comments, all right? I'm waiting. If you know any such person. See, some ladies are already giving me tips. Taiwo Jackson says he was down to earth. Okay, she's describing height. Fact, David Aliu, all right? Yup, Kenneth says, yeah, I know. Sarah says, exactly. Some people are already guessing what was happening. Maybe he was funny. It was usually the way they carried themselves. Yeah, that's more accurate. All right, that's more accurate. So, long and short, this guy was just pretty confident. Pretty confident. The type of guy who doesn't mind if you laugh at him, and of course has a sense of humor. And then to top it up, they're usually good at something. In secondary school, you don't really have to be good at anything. Maybe they're just good at making jokes, but good at something. Maybe just as an addition, maybe they also dress well, or they can draw well, or they are good at dancing, But the long story short is, I began to realize that the general stereotypes are not exactly correct. Listen, some of the guys, you might not want to admit, it can be very infuriating, when there is this guy amongst the guys in the guys' hostel, you feel they don't really rank high. But yet, they're getting the girls that you're dreaming of, and they're wondering what is happening. These ladies have a problem, and all of that. And then here is something I also feel helped me. Spirituality, yeah, and I'm not trying to go religious on you. It's just a personal observation. I just realized, listen, the charismatic alpha Emmanuel Iren that you know today, it wasn't always like that. And if you don't know what alpha is, don't worry, But I just realized that when I got born again, a lot of things began to change. And most of those things changed without even me trying to change anything. All of a sudden, I just became more confident. Why? Because Jesus loves me, and I wanted to live my life excellently, not to impress anybody, but because of Christ. I wanted to be effective in evangelism, and all of that. And I discovered purpose. It gave me a fresh and a powerful perspective to life. And this just affected everything. So I started dressing well, not because of ladies, but because I just had this incredible sense of worth, this personal sense of worth. And to my shock, I discovered, when you discover your authentic self, it helps. It helps. If I stop this here, you've learned something very important. So I just could not understand how, but it just improved my general confidence and all of that. And here is something I want to say. In creation, you have to understand, even if you don't understand the purpose of something that is created, by understanding the design, you can have a fair idea of purpose. What does this have to do with it? And I'll tell you. So when you see a chair, even if you've never seen a chair before, instinctively, when you're tired, you're going to want to sit on it because of the way it is structured. And that's why many times you want to improvise and you see maybe a stone, something shaped in that same way, and you sit, instinctively. The design of anything can tell you something profound about what it is meant to do. And as boring as the psychology of dating might be, and as carnal as it may seem, it is revealing something spiritual. Let me tell you this. The reason why ladies respond emotionally the way they do is because by design, God wired them that way. So there will be a pragmatic spiritual expression in marriage as He has designed it. Let me give you an example. You will consider it just an emotional gimmick if I tell you this, but I will tell you how it connects to spirituality. Now, and ladies, tell me if I'm wrong. If a guy is chatting you, you're already at the talking stage, and he says, where would you like me to take you to? Have you noticed how boring and stressful that is? It's usually like, tell me if that's true or not. But